Hello everyone, AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink, and this week, almost on time for this week's Color Throwdown Challenge, which is a bit of a shocker after the last few weeks. Anywho, so this Color Throwdown Challenge this week was blue, kind of a rusty orange, and cream. And when I first saw the challenge, I was like, I struggled. I just, coming up with ideas. And then it's funny how things just started to kind of go from there. So I decided to use Simon's Big Picture Books Fox Wafer die, because I was like, that'd be perfectly orange. And I started thinking about the background, and I had a whole bunch of different ideas. And then decided to use the newer Mod Trees background. I thought that would look so nice in blue, and I was right. I love how this turned out. It's very not holiday. And yet I was like, ooh, that background would look really nice for a holiday card. I might have to do these colors again, but just use something else for a holiday. So I stamped the background on Simon's Soft Navy cardstock with Soft Navy ink. And then to create my little fox, I'm using the Big Picture Books Fox, just the main die for his face. And then I pulled out the Big Picture Book Tails that was part of the last release, as well as the Big Picture Book Crouching Paws. When I first got that die, I was like, I don't quite get it. But then once you put it all together, it's like, oh, this is the cutest little thing ever. So I die cut the bulk of it from burnt orange cardstock. And then for the tail, I had die cut some ivory cardstock with that same wafer die. And then, you saw me just kind of draw a little squiggle with a pencil and then cut it with scissors and erase the pencil lines just to give him that, that little kind of creamier white tip to his tail. And then after I'd already started adhering everything, I decided I wanted to sponge the edges of all these die cuts with, or the orange ones anyway, with burnt orange dye ink from Simon. And the ivory parts, I actually used Simon's Barely Beige ink. I just didn't realize I was totally out of frame, so nobody could see me do it. But that's what I used, just to add, again, a little bit of definition. So because I'd already adhered all the face parts together with washi tape, which I've shown in other videos using these wafer dies, which I will link to at the end. Because it was washi tape, though, it was easy to kind of peel them apart. And then, I did all my sponging, and then I decided for the little centers of the ears there to just add a little bit of a Copic marker. I just used R20, just again to give it that little bit of extra depth and dimension. Although I find with these, you don't have to do the sponging if you don't want. They're so cute, they just kind of stand on their own, but it just depends on my mood, whether or not I want to add the sponging or just leave them, as die cuts. So after I was done my sponging, I reassembled the face with that washi tape. And then I'm going to adhere the tail first to my background. And the background I'd cut with the largest of Simon's stitched rectangle dies, just to give it that fun little stitching edge. And then I adhered the body. And I decided for the face to pop this up with Simon's Big Mama foam tape, which is, I guess, Big Mama for the size of the roll. When you get it when it's brand new, it's like 4 times the size of what you can see there, because I've used so much of it. But it's thinner than basic foam tape, so it just gives it that little bit of dimension. And I, put his head on a little angle, and it was like, again, once you get them put together, it's like, these are the cutest little things ever. So I got everything adhered. And then for my sentiments, I'm using the Good Luck wafer die from CZ Design, and I die cut the actual Good Luck words from more of the Soft Navy cardstock, and I die cut them 3 times, stacked them together with Simon's Craft Tacky glue, just to give it that extra depth and dimension. And then I'm going to add that to the outline that I die cut from the ivory cardstock. So got that all adhered, figured out where I was going to place it on my card. I was like, do I want it lower? Do I want it higher? And I kind of liked it at the top of this panel. And then get that adhered into place with the Craft Tacky glue. And then I pulled out the PUNNY Animals stamp set that was also part of the last release that goes with any critter image or stamp, but it was kind of designed to go with all of these fun little picture book dies, because I pulled out the little Hey Foxy sentiment, and I white heat embossed that onto just some black cardstock, melted that with my heat tool, and then I'm going to die cut that with one of the sentiment label wafer dies. So got that wafer die taped into place with the washi tape, ran that through my die cut machine, and then I've got this nice little sentiment strip, so now my card is saying, Hey Foxy, good luck. I just thought it was so cute. So adhered that into place, and then I'm just going to flip that over and trim off the piece that's hanging over with my scissors. And then for the actual card base, it's ivory cardstock again. I was going to do white, but then because of the Color Combo Plus, it just went better. So I used ivory cardstock for my card base, and I pulled out the CZ Design Great Things stamp set that goes with that Good Luck wafer die. I stamped the word Great Things with the burnt orange ink, and then the rest of the sentiment I stamped with the soft navy ink just to kind of tie it all together. And then I'm going to adhere my card front panel to my card base with the Craft Tacky glue. And then once that's adhered into place, as a final little just touch, I took my Nouveau Crystal Glaze and coated the eyes and the nose with that, so they're all shiny and glossy. Love. And you can't really see it on camera, but I went just slightly over the edge with one of the eyes and the nose with the glossy, with the crystal accents. It just kind of went over and it doesn't look so good. But while it's still wet, I just take my craft pick, a pin would work as well, and just quickly scrape up that little bit I went over the edge, and that cleans it right up. It's good to go. No worries. It looks fine. So clean that up, and then I set this aside to dry, and that finished off the card. So as always, I will have a link below the video to my blog post. I'll have links to all the supplies used. If you want to check those out, you can check them out in the description box below the video. Thank you all so much for watching and subscribing and thumbs upping and commenting on my videos. I really appreciate it. I will see you all very soon in the next one. Bye!